Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. Shalom to the household of faith, the Akim and Akwath listening and learning. This is the brother Karatasa of Mena Valley, Las Vegas camp, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, be edifying. This is 2nd Esdras 9 and 1 in the GNT. It says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the God Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created. Yes, salvation is near, all right? But the Lord is bringing that judgment. And what are those signs, you may ask? All right, the signs of prophecy that the brothers have been speaking about, are at the forefront of the news. Here in verse 3 says, there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are about, or you will know that they are what God Most High has spoken about since the beginning of creation. Okay? And you have leaders, all right, of Israel, starting with the apostles of GMS on down. All right, giving you the correct Bible breakdowns of this word. All right, and the prophets on the highways and byways making it plain upon tables so you can understand what's really happening. Okay, we've seen plenty of earthquakes. All right, these national rebellions across the world, and now starting to take place here in Babylon the Great, aka America. So the Lord is about to send his son back, to finish this place off. All right? And to reset the world in its correct order. I went to ChatGPT and I asked, where in the world right now is the Civil War, protests, and governments being overthrown? I'm not going to read them off, but I'm going to scroll through it. Okay. Then I asked, where in the world are uproars of the people? And I was tying that into the KJV version of 2nd Esdras 9. I believe that's 3. Because you got to play with ChatGPT, ask it, know how to ask it, reword, rephrase. Because it wouldn't bring up America. It says, so what's the main reason of all these things? It said, most civil unrest right now is fueled by a mix of economic hardship and public frustration with corruption or ineffective leadership. People feel governments are failing to provide basic needs, water, electricity, jobs, security, while leaders live comfortably or misuse funds. Okay. I want to highlight this in 4. But yet it still doesn't, bring up Babylon the Great. It says, youth and social media mobilization. I'm going to make a point here. The current wave is being driven by Gen Z movements, decentralized, online, organized, spontaneous. Okay. Example, the Gen Z 212 movement in Morocco and the Gen Z Nepal protests, both inspired by the idea of digital accountability, injustice, and what did you just have? Trump and not a you. All right. As he had those little hat guys pretty much take over and censor, start censoring and monitoring the United States version of TikTok. Okay, that's the deal that they made. So they control what we see to go with their story. And that's always been, that's why they control the media. All right. South Park had a episode. I believe it's like it had a, they were talking about that. I'll just say it like that. That how the J, the juice box guys, have control of all the movies, all the media, man. That's what that Jimmy Kimmel thing was about. All right. So then, and so on and so forth. It's always been about them, and you say anything about them is anti, SEM, and they not the people. So I said, isn't this happening in America right now? He's like, yes, there is unrest in U.S. right now. It's not quite the same scale as full, civil war. Not as, so it picks and chooses. All right. Talks about the ICE, Trump insurrection, went back to the No Kings protests. And even ChatGPT on their side, it got that Psalms 49 spirit built into it. But it says that, it did say that it could escalate. So this is Ezekiel 12. Actually, let's go to Habakkuk 2. And 2, it says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. The MOTB is coming. All right. Civil war is coming. It's started. Jacob's trouble is here, man. We just in the very beginning of it. So get ready. This is fair use. Not using this for monetary gains. All right, this is for educational purposes only and commentary.
Today, chaos broke out near Kedzie and 40th Street in Brighton Park. It's the same area Homeland Security says agents were boxed in by 10 cars this morning. When agents got out, DHS says they saw one of the drivers that cornered them had a gun. They say the agents shot at her in self-defense.
The female call station been shot in the arm and legs, and the ICE agent shot her.
Homeland Security says she is a U.S. citizen who wrote threatening messages on social media toward agents. They say she went to the hospital, was released, and no agents were hurt.
The caller was instigating a fight with the agents. Caller told 911 that ICE was shooting live.
Oh, you see that? The Lord's bringing judgment on his people. And
they say she went to the hospital, was released, and no agents were hurt.
The caller was instigating a fight with the
idol worship. All right. Okay.
Agents. Caller told 911 that ICE was shooting live rounds at moving traffic.
Once protesters got to the area, Alderwoman Julia Ramirez says she saw another man taken by federal agents at this gas station nearby.
Since then, there was one car that was at this gas station.
You get the point. I don't need to play the rest. That civil war is here, but you seen that, and the Lord is justified. So a woman got lit up, and what you Jake go and protest in her defense, waving a flag of that demon version of that demonic Il Nana, Okay? The Queen of Heaven. All right? So the Lord, showing you, hey, that judgment was being brought. It may be injustice in the sight of this world, but that judgment was justified in Yahweh Shemiel Shai. You going against the sword, and I didn't mean to make that about this lesson about that, but you see the idol worship. What does it say in Romans, the 13th chapter? Verse 2, whosoever therefore resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. And that's pretty much what that lady, they trapped him in, and Esau said that she had a sword on her. They try to block those alphabet letter boys in, and they lit her ass up. And that was from October the 5th, that video was posted. So I'm not sure when that happened, but, cases like this and more of these videos is coming out. But a lot of you Americans still in delusion, your own self-delusion. This is Ezekiel 12. And 25, it says, for I am Yahweh, I will speak the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right. And you've seen the idol worship that was going on, right? Right after judgment. Okay, you got prophets out there. The Lord spread this word like they do, but to their own delusion, they thought it to be a lie. All right. They thought it evil. Again, the word of Yahweh, and that shows their rebellion, came to me saying, not just a rebellion against, the sword, the powers of this world, but the rebellion to the omnipotent power, Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay. Again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he that prophesieth of the times that are far off, therefore say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh. Hey. That word is being performed in these times. Let's get this. This scripture is coming out a lot. 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. The modern day GUN is the modern day. The GUN is the modern day sword. Just a Kwayan. Go look it up in the Hebrew sword, in the Hebrew weapon. Or that's Cain, in the Hebrew is weapon, Kwayan. Socket. Which spiritually lines up with the seed of Esau, in which that was his blessing. Esau, Edom, you so-called white men, you so-called white, palm colored people. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom to the elect.